In a quiet African village, where the mornings smelled of wet earth and the evenings were filled with the sound of crickets, lived a woman named Esai and her only son, Osei. Their home was small, built of mud and wood, but it was always warm with love. Esai had lost her husband many years earlier. He died suddenly, leaving her with a newborn baby and a heart full of grief. For many nights, she cried silently while rocking Osei in her arms, promising him that no matter how hard life became, she would never abandon him. As Osei grew, Esai began to notice something was different. He did not follow light, nor did his eyes react to movement. When she waved her hand in front of his face, he smiled, but not because he saw her. The village healer later confirmed her fear: Osei was blind. The news broke Esai's heart, but she refused to let sorrow define their lives. She lifted her head and said to herself, "If my son cannot see the world, then I will describe it to him." From that day on, Esai became Osei's eyes. She described the sunrise as a fire painted across the sky. She told him the trees danced when the wind passed through them. She explained colors using feelings: red was warm like love, blue was calm like sleep, and green smelled like rain and hope. Every morning, she held Osei's hand and walked him to school. The road was rough, filled with stones and thorns, but she never complained. She waited for him under a large mango tree until lessons were over, her back resting against its trunk, her eyes always watching. Some children mocked Osei. They laughed and called him useless. When Osei returned home in tears, Esai wiped his face and said gently, "Do not be angry with them. Some people can see, yet their hearts are blind." To feed them, Esai worked tirelessly. She washed clothes in the river until her fingers cracked. She carried firewood on her head under the burning sun. She sold food in the market and returned home exhausted, but she always saved her best smile for her son. Many nights, Esai went to bed hungry so Osei could eat. When Osei asked why she wasn't eating, she lied, saying she had already eaten at the market. He never knew the truth. Despite his blindness, Osei grew intelligent and wise. He listened carefully in class and remembered everything. Teachers admired him. Villagers said, "That boy may not see, but he understands more than many who do." Still, deep inside, Osei carried a quiet sadness. He wondered what his mother looked like. He often imagined her face through her voice and touch, but he longed to truly see her. One season, a group of doctors from the city arrived in the village. They announced they were testing a new medical procedure, an eye transplant, that could restore sight to the blind. When Esai heard this, her heart leapt. She rushed to the doctors and asked endless questions. But her hope dimmed when they explained that the surgery required a donor's eyes. No one in the village volunteered. That night, Esai could not sleep. She sat beside Osei, listening to his breathing. She touched his face, tracing every feature with her fingers, memorizing him. Tears rolled silently down her cheeks. She whispered to the darkness, "If I must choose between seeing the world and letting my son see it, then my choice is clear." Before dawn, Esai went to the doctors and signed the papers. She told no one. When Osei woke up, his mother was gone. Days later, Osei was taken to the city hospital. The doctors told him there was a donor, and the surgery would happen immediately. Osei felt joy and fear at the same time. He prayed and thanked God, dreaming of the day he would finally see his mother's face. The surgery was successful. When the bandages were removed, light flooded his eyes. He gasped as colors and shapes rushed in. The world was brighter than he had ever imagined. But when he called out, "Mama," no one answered. He searched the room. She was not there. When Ose returned to the village, he noticed everything looked different, and yet empty. The mango tree stood silently. The house felt cold. The village chief approached him with trembling hands and gave him a letter. It was from his mother. "My beloved son, if you are reading this, then my eyes have done their final work. I gave them to you because I wanted you to see the beauty I always described. Do not mourn for me. Every time you look at the sky, know that I'm looking through you. Live well. Love deeply. And remember, my greatest joy was being your mother." Ose screamed and collapsed to the ground. For many days, he could not eat or speak. He sat under the mango tree and cried until his voice was gone. When he finally rose, he made a vow. He would dedicate his life to helping the blind. He would become a teacher, guiding others as his mother guided him. Years later, Ose became known far and wide for his kindness. Whenever people asked where his strength came from, he simply said, "My mother gave me more than sight. She gave me purpose." And every sunrise, when the sky burned gold and red, Ose smiled through tears, knowing his mother was still seeing the world through him. Moral: a mother's love is the purest sacrifice. Even when her eyes close forever, her light never dies.